Hoeing grain at noon, sweat drips onto the soil. How much do you know about the story behind this? It is said that many years ago during the Tang dynasty, in a small ordinary village, there lived a very hard-working family. Every day, as soon as the rooster crowed, the elder would get up early to feed their old yellow ox, ensuring it was well fed for the day's work in the fields. The son went out early in the morning to fetch water, while the daughter-in-law picked up the firewood in the yard and started cooking. The grain used for each meal was carefully calculated. While waiting for the meal to be ready, the daughter-in-law woke up the sleepy little grandson. Although he said that, the little grandson still wobbled out of bed. After everyone in the family finished their tasks, they gathered together and sat at the table to eat. The little grandson ate quickly, finishing his meal in no time, and then started playing with the dog. At this moment, Grandpa tapped the grandson's bowl, signaling him to finish all the grains of rice and not to waste food. However, the grandson, lacking awareness of saving food, snorted and directly refused Grandpa. Helpless, Grandpa had to eat the leftover grains himself, leaving a wish for a bountiful harvest and hoping for a prosperous and smooth new year for himself and his family. After eating, the family's labor force began to work in the fields. The son and the old ox plowed in front, while the elderly man sowed seeds behind them. The two people and the ox worked diligently, while the little grandson led the puppy to play joyfully in the fields. Only when he saw his grandfather and father resting by the field did he happily run over to find them. I didn't expect the old man just wanted a sip of water to quench his thirst and accidentally choked. The little grandson saw this and quickly helped pat his grandfather's back to ease his breathing. Although he is playful, he's very filial. Then he glanced at his father, who was busy feeding the cow, and asked his grandfather if he could teach him to read. The grandfather was, of course, very happy to do so, and he used his finger to write on the ground. The first character was field, which the grandson happened to recognize. Then the grandfather wrote the characters for seed. This time, the grandson was stumped.
Child, I don't recognize that character.
Seed!
Zip!
At that moment, a few drops of rain suddenly fell to the ground, followed by a light drizzle. Everyone stood in the rain looking up at the sky. This was exactly what the farmers had long been hoping for.
Heavy rain! What a good rain!
The two characters for seed on the ground quickly mixed with the soil, seemingly indicating that the sown seeds would soon sprout. After the rain cleared, the father and son went back to the field to weed. With the nourishment from the rain, the seeds had already sprouted, but many weeds had also grown. The old man pulled out the weeds and had the little grandson identify them.
Grandpa, why do we have to remove it?
Because it competes with the crops for nutrients and water. If it's not removed, the millet won't be able to sprout in the fall.
The little grandson watched his father working hard and was eager to try and help with weeding. Grandpa agreed, gave his straw hat to the grandson, and handed him a hoe. The little grandson excitedly ran to the field to start working, but accidentally stepped on the seedlings. The old man quickly reminded him, and the little grandson looked down, hurriedly moved his foot away, and looked at his grandfather with great guilt. The old man used his hands to pile up the soil to help the seedlings stand upright.
Grandpa, it's all my fault for being careless.
Child, the crops are the lifeblood of our farming family.
The little grandson deeply realized his mistake, and the old man did not blame him. Then the three generations stood in a row, weeding in the field together. The son saw his father sweating profusely, and took off his own straw hat to give to his father, hoping to provide some shade and relief from the heat. The little grandson was also working diligently, not giving up despite the constant sweat. The father and son exchanged a glance, and couldn't help but laugh with satisfaction. At noon, the daughter-in-law came carrying a shoulder pole to bring lunch for the three of them. The little dog was very clever, and even knew to lead the way. After reaching the destination, it ran off to play with its little master. Their relationship is particularly good, and the adults watching this scene are genuinely happy. This time, the little grandson has already realized the hard-earned nature of food while eating. After finishing his meal, with a reminder from his grandfather, he consciously ate all the remaining grains of rice in his bowl, no longer wasting food as he used to.
The little grandson finally understood the principle that every grain is hard-earned.